Well, hello, my friends. Hello, everyone. I am here traveling today, actually, and doing another live with you. But I thought it would be interesting to talk today about when is it time to start asking for help, and when is it time to stop consuming, books and podcasts and talking to friends, but when is it time to start really getting into doing some coaching? So, hey, Angie Freeman, nice to have you here today. So glad. Tell me where you're coming from. And I would love to hear where you are. Normally, I am in Florida, but today I am in Maryland, enjoying a little bit more cool weather as I get ready to do a mastermind group. So, one of the things I want to be kind of talking to you guys about today is, when do you know it's time to get some help, and why is getting help in your business, in your design business, why is it important? So, I want to talk about where I am today, um, and why I'm here. And then the other thing I want to talk about is the first time that I plunked down the credit card for professional coaching. So, hey, social swander, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. I'm glad you could join today. So today I'm actually in Maryland and doing a mastermind group where there are business owners coming in from all different parts of the country. And we're going to be learning some marketing techniques and other ways to attract business to our own businesses. And then we're also going to be doing something called hot seats. And with hot seats, we kind of get in the front of the room and we talk about what's going on in our businesses and get, the collective, from the collective, basically some ideas and feedback and some observations. So key. And to what they're hearing, people are saying and what their impressions are of what's going on. So it's super, super helpful. So I've been doing mastermind groups for several years. So first of all, I want to ask those that are here today, joining me live, if anyone has ever done anything like that. It is totally, it's just an incredible experience. So the reason I'm going over all of this is some of you may know I've been talking about my membership that's currently open. It's a 3-month membership. I did a free webinar last week called Sales for Introverts. And then I have opened the 3-month membership. And in that membership, what I'm going to be helping you with is identifying your ideal client and then figuring out who are the best people to start contacting to start creating relationships and referrals for your business. And then when referrals are coming in or where opportunities are coming in, we're going to be talking about the language that we need to be using to move that sales process along and to close them. So that is what the membership is. It's a very small group. It's very hands-on. You're going to get lots of personalized attention. I'll be doing a deep dive into each one of the businesses and people that are involved in that group. And we're going to be crafting a very personalized approach of who they should be talking to, why they're talking to them, how are they going to start closing business. So that's what the membership is all about. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about if you've never done any kind of coaching before, or if it's kind of new to you, or maybe you had an experience that wasn't the best in terms of coaching. I just want to talk to you about how that extra help can really make an incredible amount of difference, and some of the things that you can see as you work, very closely with a coach sort of in a small group setting like this membership would be. So, hi, Albania. Good to see you, girl. Glad you're here. So one of the things I first want to talk to you about is I want to tell you a funny story. So this was quite a long time ago, but I was in a free seminar. I was sitting next to my husband, and we were learning about some magnetic marketing techniques and how you attract clients and how you, first of all, determine that you have an ideal client. I didn't even know that you had an ideal client. So I was learning all these amazing things about how you could really take marketing back into your hands instead of waiting for the phone to ring. How you could really start crafting messaging that starts to attract clients, types of projects, and also repels other types of people that don't really fit into what you're looking for in terms of clients. And it was a fascinating, eye opening experience for me. And at the end of the seminar, they started talking about how you could join this coaching program and how you could be taken through this process step by step and apply it to your own business. Well, I was hooked. I leapt up, ran to the back of the room because they were doing a bonus for some of the first people to join in. I literally like almost knocked my seat over. My husband is looking at me like, "What are you doing? And where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm doing this. This is happening." I couldn't get my credit card out fast enough. Now, let me tell you, the program was incredible, sounded incredible. I was totally hooked. Like, I totally wanted to do it. I had never spent that kind of money before. It was at the time, I think it was $2,500. Thank God they were going to put up 3 payments. So I was like, okay, I only have to worry about the first 8, whatever, 897. I had no idea how I was going to pay for it. I had no idea how this was going to work, but I knew this was the solution for me. Now, I will let you know that I not only did that program and it completely changed how I approached my business, how I handled my business, how I closed clients, and ultimately really was a huge pivot point in my own business because I started understanding that I could have so much more power in what I was doing and the type of work I was getting. So Audra said, "This is what it was like when I signed up for you." Well, I love you, Audra. You're awesome and you're such an awesome student. And that's another thing. You get to a point where, and Audra and I have talked about this a lot of times as we've been on the phone together, is when you're in the thick of your own stuff, you're running your own business, you're, handling calls and design and the money aspect and marketing and all these other things that you're just, reacting to all the balls that are coming to you, right? You're just handling it. And you're not necessarily seeing the forest through the trees. And one of the benefits of having that outside perspective, and that is one of the huge benefits of outside coaching, is that outside perspective is, I'm not entangled in all the things of you that you're entangled in as you're running your business and juggling a family and going here and there and picking up a sample and talking to a contractor and doing all that. I'm not entangled in all that. So when I talk to you about maybe a situation that's going on, it's easier for me to see very clearly what's happening and what the factors are at play because I'm not also emotionally involved in all that stuff that you're dealing with. And so that is one of the most incredible values of coaching because we tend as designers to want to just handle it all, right? We're control freaks and we want to just do it all. We obviously think we can handle it all. And certainly we know we're smart enough to handle it all. Those things are all true. But what happens is that we get kind of in the froth of the doing and we never spend any time, you know, planning or being more targeted or even going back and looking what went wrong and kind of debriefing that. And you can really only do that with another person. Doing it by yourself, you still have all this other, like, kind of, for lack of a better word, baggage that's going on as you're trying to like work through this. So there's a lot of things that are happening that we need the outside perspective. So that is one of the most amazing parts of bringing some help into your business that I think really really makes a difference. The other thing is that you can do it, right? And you can do it maybe step by step and slowly. And as Audra can attest, because we just talked yesterday, it's not moving fast enough, right? Audra's like, it's not moving fast enough. Um, and I had to kind of get her to stop and say, where were you a year ago? Let's remember. Let's remember where you were a year ago and how far you have come in 12 months. And yes, maybe you're not exactly where you want to be right now, but think about all that effort that's going in now and where that's going to take you in 3, 6, 12 months from now, because you're really like, you are doing it day by day by day. So if for Audra's case, almost doubled her business in 12 months, or maybe even more, Audra, right? Um, which is incredible. Like, yay, yay, you. And that was the other thing. She was like, I'm not like, she didn't even, no pat on the back, no, look what I did. It was just like, I'm not, why isn't it happening? I'm like, it is happening. It's totally happening. You just don't, it's just not happening fast, but it's not happening as fast as you would like it to happen, which, by the way, that's the other thing. It's never going to happen as fast as you want to happen. If you want to double your business, it's not going to happen in a month. So this is another reason to bring in some coaching help. So not only will you get that beautiful outside perspective, which is going to cut through all the chatter and all the, all the other emotional stuff that's going on in your own head about why things aren't happening or why you didn't get a job or what's going on. And then, all the other things that you're dealing with, we can cut through all of that and get to the heart of what's going on and really talk through it. So you need that outside perspective. And the other thing is the value of experience to move you along so much faster. Like, why learn it the hard way? I mean, there's going to be learning and there's going to be hard learning, but if you can get the value of experience to help you move that timeline that much faster, I mean, there's just no other better way to do it is than to align yourself with someone who is doing the things that you want to do, who has had the experiences that you want to have, because that's going to just really move things along. So can I talk about what's involved in the membership? I absolutely, and that can talk about that. And that's what we're talking about today. So in this membership, that actually the doors are open right now and they're going to close on the 8th and we're going to get started on the 9th. So we're getting really, really close. It's a 3-month program. So I've selected specifically a small container of time so that we can really concentrate on what we need to do for 3 months. And what's going to be in the membership is, first of all, it's going to be a small group of people. So you're going to get lots of personalized attention, and it's going to be weekly calls. So we're going to be discussing and meeting via Zoom every week. And we're going to be talking about a specific topic as it relates to either identifying, growing, or closing clients in your business. And then we're going to be applying that knowledge. So we're literally you're going to be learning, and then you're going to actually be implementing. And the third reason that I think that you need to get some outside help is really for this specific item is to carve out the time to do the work. Like, we always say, yes, I will do that. But we don't always have the time. We don't always carve out the time because we get busy. We get the call. We got to go pick up the kid. Some other fire comes out and we got to figure that out today. And then next thing you know, the day's gone, and then the next day's gone, and then the next day's gone. So the other benefit of that is that we have a standing appointment, and I will expect you to be there, and I will expect you to be present, and I will expect you to be working on your business, not in your business, which is what everyone's doing, because I know that's what happens. So the benefit of having our time together is an outside perspective to be looking at what's going on. Cause I know everyone's going to come into that group and say, I've been trying everything and nothing's working. We've all been there. We've all said it. And then you get someone who is, an outside perspective, who's a coach who helps you and they go, well, have you really either been trying all the things or have you been in the right place or are you talking to the right people or are you being consistent? Like there's so many layers to that. And then when we get that, oh, well, maybe there's some things I could do better. So then we get clarity on what we can do next. And that's the other thing. You guys, like, we all get overwhelmed by step 100 when we haven't even taken step one. So it's going to be very methodical in terms of looking at what's going on in your business. If you need to identify, find, or close clients, or all three. And we're going to be working on those specifically. And we're going to be looking at what's going on in your area. Where do you need to be present? Who do you need to be talking to? And then we're going to be talking about scripts, like things to say. How do I approach people when I want to, create a new referral source? Or what do I say to this client when they come back to me and I've presented a proposal and they have this question about why the hours are so much or why the fee is so much? Like we literally will be together once a week for 3 months. So you can also be bringing up things that are happening in your business right now, like over the next couple months. And that's so incredibly important to have that dedicated time to literally like turn off all the bings and bongs, turn off the phone. This is your time to literally work on your business with someone who is as invested in your success as you are. I take my coaching clients very personally. I want to see you succeed and I want you to grow in your business because I know how hard it is to grow in interior design. And I did it the hard way. And I don't want you to have to do it the same way that I did it. So I am happy to share everything that I have if you're in that group. So if you're interested in learning about that group, go ahead and check out the link below, either in my bio or in the show notes, as this will also be a podcast. And it will explain all the items that we're going to be working on. And we're also going to be putting together your very own shock and awe box, which is going to help you move that trust factor along and close a lot more clients in a lot easier way, because it is a incredible tool that I use in my own business. I've used it for years. And it really is, it does so many things. Like not only does the actual box close clients, but when we go through the process of putting together all the documents that go into that box, you are going to learn so much about yourself and your business. You're going to learn how to now talk about your wonderful accomplishments. We all hate to do that. So we're going to be doing that portion. We're going to be figuring out what are all those questions that clients keep asking and how can I answer them and how can I figure out what to say so that I'm not offending them, but I'm also like maintaining my own boundaries, right? So those are other things that we're going to be putting together. What is my actual process? Some of you may know it. Maybe it's in pieces in places. Maybe it's in your head. We're going to be putting that to paper. What is my process? What are my deliverables? What are my time frames? We're going to be putting all of that together. So not only are you going to have this shock and awe box that's an incredible closing tool, but you are going to have so much more clarity in your own business as to how you are going to handle objections, questions. What's your texting policy? Why don't you give away your discounts? Like all these things are going to be all figured out because we're going to be putting that together as we're putting together your shock and awe box. That is really what the membership is. It is incredibly comprehensive. And again, like I mentioned, if you have situations that are coming up in your business, as we're together over the 12 weeks, you're going to be able to bring those up and we're going to be able to talk about them and workshop through that with you so that you have all the tools that you need to be closing more clients. So this is my case for you guys to start getting some outside help. Stop reading books and going to podcasts and doing all the free stuff. That's great. It is wonderful. I love doing all that too. But at some point, the rubber has to meet the road and you have to take the, bull by the horns, and we got to like move this thing forward, because in 3 months, we're going to be in the last quarter of the year. And so I don't want you to be looking at your bank account in December and go, I didn't make any money this year. My business did not grow this year. So this is the time to plant the seeds and to put the time into it, because it will take a little bit of time. So patience is going to have to also be, on the top of your list, because it never, when you need business, it's going to be hard to get business by next week. But if we can start planting these seeds now and identifying what people you should be talking to and what you should be saying to them, and also you may have some opportunities that can be re-engaged. And that's another thing that we're going to talk about, is ways that you can actually circle back to opportunities that maybe never came to fruition or you just never heard. We can do in a re-engagement campaign as well. And that's been really successful with a lot of my other coaching clients. So I hope that answered your questions about what's in the membership, but I just want to tell you guys, I don't want you to keep going it alone. It's time to get some help. So you definitely need to be looking into how you're going to do that. And I think this membership could really, really help you guys, because it's going to answer a lot of questions. It's going to give you a lot of direction, a lot of clarity, and we're going to get to a pretty granular level. So you're going to be able to have all that put together by the end of our 12 weeks together. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I'm so appreciative to have you guys here, even though I'm in Maryland today and I'll be heading back to Florida at the end of the week. And I'll try to, if I can, try to do a couple snippets as to what's going on in this mastermind, so you can kind of get a behind the scenes look at the types of things that we talk about, and the discussions that happen, maybe some of the aha moments, because of course I'm always working on my business as well. So if I can sneak away from the meeting and send out some snippets, I will definitely do that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys soon. Okay. Take care, everybody.